This month, it has been 5 years since a mysterious interstellar object, the first of its kind, that zipped through our solar system at a blistering 196,000 miles or over 315,000 kilometers an hour. 5 years hence, astronomers are still debating whether Oumuamua was an asteroid, a nitrogen iceberg from another stellar system, or an alien spacecraft, a light sail sent by an advanced civilization. Even as a new study ready for publication has concluded that the quarter-mile long, rocky, cigar-shaped, reddish hued object was not a light sail, the debate continues with the original proponent still standing by his claim. According to NASA, Oumuamua, which in Hawaiian means a messenger that reaches out from the distant past, had been wandering through the Milky Way unattached to any solar system for hundreds of millions of years before its chance encounter with our solar system. It was discovered on October 19, 2017, after it slingshotted past the Sun on September 9, 2017. The passage of 5 years has not done anything to settle the debate what it really was, and it is unlikely that there will ever be a definite final answer. In 2018, researchers at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics had raised the extraordinary possibility that Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth's vicinity by an alien civilization. The research paper was a serious attempt by Shmuel Bialy and Abraham Loeb of the Harvard Center to explain many unusual features of the mysterious object. Ever since its appearance and exit, there has been speculation that it was not an asteroid. It was immediately pointed out that Oumuamua was indeed an interstellar object, meaning it came from outside our solar system, which in itself was unprecedented. With that as the tantalizing backdrop, it was only natural to speculate whether it may have been an artificial object or, in other words, made and sent by an intelligent alien civilization. One of the features much talked about has been its likely non gravitational acceleration, suggesting that it might have had its own power source. One exciting suggestion in the paper was that Oumuamua is a light sail floating in interstellar space as a debris from an advanced technological equipment. The paper's authors also offered this showstopper, and I quote, "Alternatively, a more exotic scenario is that Oumuamua may be a fully operational probe sent intentionally to Earth's vicinity by an alien civilization." While Professor Loeb still firmly maintains that Oumuamua may have been an alien spacecraft, a new study accepted for publication in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics has concluded that, in quote, "Oumuamua is unlikely to be a light sail. The dynamics of an intruding light sail, if it exists, has distinct observational signatures which can be quantitatively identified and analyzed with our methods in the future surveys," unquote. On a remarkable note, Oumuamua reminded me of the iconic science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke's celebrated Rendezvous with Rama about a strangely symmetrical and cylindrical object that comes into our solar system and indeed turns out to be an alien spaceship. Reading this passage from Clarke's extraordinary science fiction, one feels as if he clearly saw Oumuamua coming, but in his case in the form of Ram, one of the Hindu pantheon that Clarke used to name his object. On a side note, Clarke lived much of his life in Sri Lanka, the putative hub of Ravan, and knew the story of the Ramayana. Here is that prescient passage. The object first catalogued as 31/439, according to the year and the order of its discovery, was detected while it was still outside the orbit of Jupiter. There was nothing unusual about its location. Many asteroids went beyond Saturn before turning once more toward their distant master, the Sun. And Thule, too, most far reaching of all, traveled so close to Uranus that it might well be a lost moon of that planet. But a first radar contact at such a distance was unprecedented. Clearly, 31/439 must be of exceptional size. From the strength of the echo, the computers deduced a diameter of at least 40 kilometers. Such a giant had not been discovered for 100 years. That it had been overlooked for so long seemed incredible. Then the orbit was calculated and the mystery was resolved, to be replaced by a greater one. 31/439 was not traveling on a normal asteroidal path along an ellipse which it retraced with clockwork precision every few years. It was a lonely wanderer among the stars, making its first and last visit to the solar system, for it was moving so swiftly that the gravitational field of the Sun could never capture it. It would flash inward past the orbits of Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury, gaining speed as it did so until it rounded the Sun and headed out once again into the unknown.